Hi, everyone. Welcome to the PoliticAL update with me, Alexandra Acker-Lyons. I pay attention to the political news so you don't have to. This is the advice I give my millionaire clients, and you get it for free. It is Friday, March 20th. So I missed recording last week. I was at the Democratic Governors Association retreat. They had a no social media, no posting policy, rightfully so. Lots of security concerns, of course. Met with a bunch of governors and candidates. And I made my son Facebook so that he could go around and get autographs of all the governors and candidates. It was really fun. It was also, you can tell a lot by how people interact with a kid. I am pleased to report that all of our potential presidential candidates, Andy Beshear, Gavin Newsom, and Gretchen Whitmer, were all amazing with him. They all had, Governor Beshear and Governor Newsom both have kids right around Abraham's age, which is 10. So that was a very informative and very fun trip. And then we took a couple days off and went up to freezing cold Orlando to do all of that. But never a dull moment was watching the Illinois results come in. Absolutely thrilled that Juliana Stratton won. Illinois will now have the first all women of color U.S. Senate delegation. We've had multiple states have 2 women in the Senate, but that is going to be really exciting. I think she'll be a phenomenal senator. Electing women helped raise hard-side money for her very early on and all throughout. I'm very pleased to have played a small role in her victory. Once again, proved the theory that you don't need to be able to compete dollar for dollar. You don't have to have the most money. You just need enough money to be competitive. Also, I think similar to Angela Osselbrook's, high-profile endorsements matter in a primary. So everyone thinking of kind of sitting on the sidelines in primaries this cycle, get out there if there's a candidate that you're passionate about, endorse, give money, knock doors, do whatever. I also wouldn't read too much into all of the outside money spending in these races. You know, there was a lot written about how much APAC and the crypto PACs spent here. The crypto bros have a lot of money and are spending it in some odd ways. And I truly don't know what APAC's independent expenditure super PAC is doing. Whoever's running that should be fired because it's clearly not working and in many cases backfiring. But I think we'll continue to see all of this money, not only in primaries, huge amounts in the general election. It's really gross. And the way that we fight back is by giving our grassroots and in some cases larger donations to the candidates we care about. So we're coming up on the end of the first quarter. This is the deadline for all federal candidates and for a lot of state candidates as well. Look for the link to my most recent Where to Give Now memo in the notes, and then I will have a few more suggestions to make next week, right before the end of the quarter. Okay, other political news. We are still at war in Iran with absolutely no plan, and now they want $200 billion more. Good times. Go call your representatives and senators and say, no way. Say, absolutely, we will not fund this unjust, immoral, and illegal war. It is just pure insanity. And the idea that they just jumped into this thinking, oh, we'll be fine in a week or two, and took out all the leadership except the Ayatollah's son, who now, in addition to being an extremist to begin with, now has, a revenge philosophy to motivate him, seems like a fabulous way to run a war and a country. Happy doggy tail in the background there. Okay, expand the map. A lot of the candidates I met with at DGA are from some tougher states, like Rob Sand in Iowa, Lynn Waltz in Nebraska. Even in this polarized, nationalized environment, governor's races and non-federal races are still different, and in-state dynamics really matter. And in particular in Iowa and Nebraska, There are corruption issues. There's the tariff issues really hurting farmers and some kind of more traditional Republican constituencies. So I am really excited about these candidates and these races. I do think we will win in some unusual places, like Kansas and Kentucky, where we won a couple years ago. So keep an eye on those places. Don't sleep on the Midwest and the West. And 2008 has begun. I mentioned several governors are thinking of running for president. We're seeing Ruben Gallego all over the media talking about the war in Iran. There was a great story about how Pete Buttigieg is everywhere and kind of doing a quiet listening tour while campaigning for a bunch of candidates. I think, this is going to heat up very quickly. We are going to see all these candidates all over the country campaigning for the midterms and then making decisions very quickly thereafter. The Democratic National Committee will be setting the calendar, which will have, huge implications. The world's on fire. It's hard to pay attention to everything, but I do think it's going to be important for us to start feeling out some of these candidates early, deciding who we like and who we don't like early, trying to winnow that field down even earlier than ever because it's going to be bigger than ever. But I'm excited about our bench, and I haven't really felt that way in a long time, where I feel like there are a lot of candidates who would do a good job, and we need to see who's got a vision and who will rise to the occasion. Primaries are a good thing. Okay, my shout out of the week goes to all of the workers at the parks in Orlando. The staff to visitor ratio at these parks is just unbelievable. And, they say Disney is the happiest place on earth, and all those people are incredibly happy, even as guests are yelling about them about long lines and things. But the Legoland and Universal staff were also just incredibly kind. And these are, in most cases, minimum wage jobs. Yet they are there to help other people have great vacations and feel happy. So thank you to all of them who made our vacation really, really fun and made my guy so happy with rides and experiences and, feeling like he was truly in the movies and the things that he loves. So thank you all. Have a great week. Bye.